Today, we're diving into a huge milestone in artificial intelligence that might, just might, finally solve one of its biggest problems: trust. We're going to talk about a fundamental shift moving AI from a risky experiment to something as reliable and predictable as, say, the electrical grid. So what does that actually look like? Let's get into it.
But first, let's kick things off with a pretty big question. When you use an AI right now, is its answer based on repeatable, solid logic? Or is there a little bit of, chance involved? This question really gets to the absolute heart of one of the biggest challenges facing the entire field. And that right there, that's what a lot of people are calling the AI trust problem. Look, for AI to handle the really high-stakes stuff, we're talking medicine, finance, critical infrastructure, we have to know without a shadow of a doubt that we can depend on it every single time.
See, the thing is, so many of today's most advanced AI systems are basically black boxes. You feed data in one end, you get an answer out the other, but the exact journey it took to get there, it can be a complete mystery, even to the people who built it. And that unpredictability makes it just way too risky for any job where failure is simply not an option. Okay, so you've got this big thorny problem of trust, and right on cue, our main character for today enters the scene. It's a new system called CriticalOS, and it was designed from the ground up to be the direct answer to this exact problem of trust and being able to audit AI.
And you don't have to take my word for it. Just listen to how its founder, Philip Nell, puts it. He calls this a proof that AI can be built in a totally different way. I mean, those are some strong words. He's not just talking about some small technical upgrade. He's claiming a whole new foundation, one built on logic you can actually trace, controls for risk, and pure mathematical consistency.
So, that's a huge promise, right? How in the world do they actually pull it off? Well, the whole system is built on what we can call 3 pillars of proof. Let's break each one down real quick to see how this all clicks together.
All right, first up, and this is probably the most important idea to grasp, is something called deterministic AI. The easiest way to think about this is to just picture a calculator. Every single time you punch in 2 plus 2, you get 4. No exceptions. A deterministic AI works on that exact same principle. Give it the same input, and it will give you the exact same output. Always. No randomness, no surprises.
So how do you actually get to that perfectly predictable result? It really comes down to these 3 technical pillars. First, you've got Hashlink verification. Think of this like a unique, unbreakable cryptographic seal on every single change, making the system's entire history completely traceable. Next, it uses what's called higher-order logic, which is a fancy way of saying it can model all these complex, cascading risks before they have a chance to happen. And finally, the whole shebang run on that deterministic engine we just talked about, guaranteeing the results are always predictable and trustworthy.
And here's the crucial part. This isn't just some abstract idea or a promise. This long string of letters and numbers you're seeing on the screen right now, that is the real deal. It's the actual Hashlink, the cryptographic proof from the milestone. It is a tangible, verifiable piece of evidence that shows the integrity of the system state. It is pure math, not just clever marketing.
Okay, so we've got the how. We've peeked under the hood. Now let's zoom back out and talk about the so what. What does achieving this kind of mathematical proof actually mean for the future of AI? Well, in short, it's about finally moving beyond the experimental phase.
And this slide honestly says it all. On the left, you've got the way things have been, sort of the Wild West of AI, right? Unpredictable, totally opaque, and just inherently risky for anything important. But on the right, you see what this milestone represents: infrastructure-grade AI. Something that's predictable, completely auditable, and built for trust and safety from day one. You know, when you really get down to it, this whole thing is bigger than just one company or one system. It's about putting a stake in the ground and proposing a totally new standard for what we should expect from enterprise-grade AI, and, just as importantly, how we govern it.
So what does this new standard actually look like? Well, for starters, it means governance isn't some extra feature you try to add on later. It's baked right into the operating system. It means the system is built to be transparent from the very beginning. Every single step can be audited, and the whole thing is held together by unshakable math. Accountability isn't just bolted on, it's the very foundation.
And all of this leaves us with one final, really powerful question to think about. For years, the whole conversation around AI has been about containing risk, about what might go wrong. But what if we can build systems that are provably safe, as reliable as that calculator we talked about? The whole question changes. It stops being about what we're afraid AI might do, and it starts being about what we can confidently build with it. So the real question is, what will we build?